Right, here with head coach Scott Moniot to preview the 2020-21 shooting sports season at Concordia, and I know it's week 4 of face-to-face classes, so you've had some opportunities to get out at the home course and see everybody shoot so far. So much of the sporting world was shut down, and as talked with Sydney Kroll before this interview, unfortunately it didn't have a chance to compete at nationals. But how did you feel like everyone kind of absorbed that and came back with a positive attitude, hopefully right now?
Well, it was tough for everybody. I mean, this is the first time literally our country has gone through something like this, at least in our lives. And for the young people, we had been working really, really hard, and our national championships is literally the end of March. So I mean, it hit right as we were getting ready to go. And so it was pretty devastating. We worked all season to get ready for it and felt we were in a really, really competitive, good spot. And the excitement was there. So yeah, it was like the hot air balloon popped. And so wasn't really sure how the kids were going to come back. We gave them some projects to work on over the summer, but a lot of them couldn't even go to their range and practice over the summer just simply because everything was shut down. So it became more of a, how do we approach this mentally, since we can't really work on our skill set. So we gave them some ideas, some things that they could work on, and then when they came back this fall, there's still a little bit of the unknown. Everybody's not sure how it's going to go. You hear a lot of rumors, but our administration said, we're here to do our jobs. Let's get to practice. Let's make this happen. And so we just basically dove in and did the same thing. And wow, these kids were ready. They came with a hunger and a fire. And the freshman group that came in brought in some real good quality kids. And the older kids on the team just kind of gravitated to them and pulled them all in. And like Sydney had said a little while ago, we had a clinic with Dave Miller from CZ. Came up and did a sporting clay clinic for us, brought everybody all in, and we're off to a good start. We're pretty excited. Just hope and pray that we can get through the fall season and to a national championship that's live next spring.
Sure. I wanted to take a quick look back at last year. You got, I think, all of your events in leading up to the national championship, but what were some of the highlights for you? It was your second year here as the head coach.
Right. Well, we came off a really strong season that first year with such a young team. So last year it was about managing expectations, not trying to focus on just winning for winning's sake, but to doing our jobs and to put a plan in place that we could control the season. We did that, and throughout the course of the season we didn't really let the kids compete in the high all around, which is every event. So what we decided to do is spread the season out a little bit and focus on certain aspects of each one of the games that we play and the disciplines we shoot when we go to the national championship. And by doing that, we were able to actually beat the national championships at some of those individual events when we focused on those. So it really showed the kids they had the potential, when we put this thing all together, all the pieces together, the disciplines, that if they do their job, they're good enough to play with anybody. In fact, they're good enough to beat anybody. And so that was kind of exciting because we set school records and then rebroke them throughout the course of the whole season last year. And so that was pretty exciting. Had some individual wins. Obviously, last year was kind of an Olympic run for some of them. We had some of the kids like Erin Lockey, who's our GA, but she was a standout while she shot here for all 4 years. She was literally 8 targets from making the Olympic qualifying finals to go to the Olympics. I mean, she was this close. And so, we had some really high moments like that. Emma Van Dossler, who was one of our juniors last year, she won the bronze medal in the first Olympic trial in the junior division. So we had a lot of individual wins, but we also had quite a few team wins. We just didn't compete in everything. So that's why Nationals was a real letdown, because we had all the pieces sitting on the board. We were hoping to put them all together that one week in San Antonio, but like Sydney said, we're going back down hopefully this next spring, and we're going to have to really do our jobs, because everybody's going to be hungry, because everybody missed it last year.
I wanted to promote a little bit the home course in Brainerd, and you've had now a invitational there the past couple years, but why has it been maybe important to have that invitational and be able to showcase Oak Creek Sporting Club?
Yeah, Oak Creek, the Crizzes, they're just fantastic people up there. Literally, they give us the run of the place. They set targets for us. They allow us to hold clinics there, anything that we're looking to do. And it is literally one of the premier sporting clay clubs, probably in all of North America. And so the facilities are just fantastic. To call that our home range is just, it's pretty special. The reason we like to hold the Sporting Clay Invitational in the fall is twofold. We invite all the colleges to come, but we also invite any of the high school kids or high school teams from other states that want to come, because it's a good chance for the kids, the high school kids, to get to shoot and see what a college event for a weekend experience is like. Not to mention, it's outside in beautiful woods, and we have enough room up there to be able to set up 3 different courses, which typically you can't do that pretty much most places. And so it kind of showcases what we have in our training facilities, but it also gives high school kids a chance to come in and recruit a coach instead of the other way around, coaches recruiting kids, because a lot of coaches are there.
And there's a new facility on campus too, right? That should be a nice tool for you guys. Can you explain a little bit what that will be like and what it will do for your program?
Sure. Well, Concordia is investing in basically an indoor training room. It'll be the shooting sports training room dedicated to our shooting sports team. My office will get moved over there, and then we'll have a cleaning station over there, because obviously we're out in all kinds of weather and we have to clean our equipment when we're done. But more than that, we're going to be putting in some specialized training equipment in there. One of them is a dry fire system. A lot of people will think it's like a big video game, but actually it's more than that if you know how to use the technical side of things. And so what we're going to be able to do is put that training, once the training room is finished, hopefully this month, that training room will allow us to start training in there on days where we can break down what's happening outside on a range in real time and put it up on a board, and then break it down in segments, and we can micromanage and detail out how we want to approach a target, how we want to shoot a target, get the visual feedback on a screen. So it's going to be pretty techy, and the nice thing about it is it will only be open for the shooting sports kids. So when I'm in my office, if they get a break between classrooms, they can come in and do some training, while they're working on their homework or wait for a class to happen. And it's in the new Dunklaus Center, Science Center. So it's state of the art. It'll be fun.
Last time, like we said, you competed. It was a little bit before the national championship was supposed to be. What your impressions, I guess, from practice and where that might lead you from a national perspective?
Well, from a national perspective, everybody always counts the wins. I tell the kids all the time, we're not going to focus on the wins. We're just going to focus on doing us and doing our jobs and coming together as a team. Talent gets you so far, but team unity, team buy-in, the Concordia team buy-in, this place is pretty special. The reason why we're all here is because we know what's here. And so if you can create that environment on your team, it's just we're being good ambassadors with what we've been given. And so, that's kind of what we're focusing on. And then how that transitions out on the field is, our kids are out there picking up shells. Other teams, they may get done at the end of a competition and leave some shells because, shells they eject out of firearms. And so, if others see our kids out there serving and picking up shells and cleaning up fields and pulling targets and filling machines and doing the things that, you know, and granted, a lot of the teams do that. We all try to help each other. But doing all of that has taught them more than just what this winning shotgun program can be. It's showing them how to live life and how to invest in others. And when we do that, we can have a lot of fun along the way, and we'll have a lot of success along the way too.
Maybe it's not easy to know right now, but are there some you can see kind of emerging as top performers right now, or is that still something you'll see at the first couple meets or
well,
events?
You know, top performers all come in different shapes and sizes in our sport. In all honesty, anybody on this team on any given day could have a top performance. The one nice thing that's about our sport that's a little bit different than others is everybody gets to play the game. And in the college realms, in the shooting sports, we take the top 5 scores in each discipline. So we have 6 disciplines. So we're going to take the top 5 scores. It doesn't matter if it's your senior male shooting it or your freshman female shooting it. If it's one of the top 5 scores on your team, that counts for your team score. So literally, we don't have a JV program. Everybody gets to play at varsity level because you don't know who's going to do that. Sydney came, and as a freshman, she was a little bit nervous, and so her scores may not have put her in that position. That's why she came down to nationals as just to support the team while her teammates were shooting. Last year, Sydney was going to be going to nationals, so it was really disappointing for her. Her sophomore year, she worked so hard to get there, and then it was canceled. This year, as a junior, she's rocking it. I mean, she's shooting, you know, I mean, we just had a mini competition to get ready for the season, and literally she shot highest score in trap, and then she backed it up in the shoot-off because she had 3 of her teammates tie her. She backed it up in the shoot-off and ran them perfect for the win. So, I mean, it's fun to see that talent develop, and it can come from anywhere on the team. Do we have a lot of talent? Yes. If you want to know who they all are, look at our roster. Everyone on there has a potential to take this to a perfect level.
What can you say about the way shooting sports is evolving, particularly at the college level, and how maybe it's becoming a bigger deal as people are growing up too?
Right. The shooting sports, you know, despite what you might hear in the media, the shooting sports is probably one of the, if not the fastest growing, one of the fastest growing, and I do believe it is the fastest growing sport in high school right now. So if that is happening in high school, obviously colleges are becoming more aware of it because you're having more kids come out of that. What a lot of colleges are looking at is simply from what we stated earlier, every kid gets to play. So there isn't really a JV. So that's kind of attractive because, you know, I'm not a big guy, but when I was playing football, and unless we were losing like 48-0 and there was 38 seconds left in the game and the coach was absolutely sure we can't win, then I got to go in. And so, you know, that doesn't happen in our sport. Everybody gets to play it. And the nice thing that I like about Concordia, compared to maybe some of the other collegiate programs, we travel with everybody and everybody competes. Can't always say that simply because you know, it is an expensive program. I mean, there's no way around it. But Concordia sees the investment and the investment in the lives of the kids, and it's worth the investment. The payoff is worth it. So that's one nice thing about this program. And I think just in the state of Iowa, probably, or one of our neighboring states, there probably have been 10 to 15 new colleges start within the last 3 years over there, shooting sports program. And our conference has grown in our 7-state area out here enough that we've had to add 1 extra day to our conference event because we have too many kids coming now. I shouldn't say too many. We have more kids coming and we still want more to come. So it's pretty exciting to be a part of that kind of growing program. You just don't hear a lot about it.